Radio Play Comics is meant to adapt the stories, mostly of great unadapted old and forgotten comics from the past. I use voice acting and narration to abridge the work as much as possible without lessening its impact, and bring these stories to life the best way I can. Please enjoy. Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to the Fusion Space for today's episode of Radio Play Comics, Grant Morrison's Flex Mentallo. Published in 1996, Flex Mentallo is a spiritual companion to the Invisibles and The Filth in that they all describe reality and what lies beyond it, but through very different cultural lenses. Flex Mentallo is, basically, a story about what superheroes mean to the world. It's also the story of a young artist, a self-insert of Grant himself at a younger age, and they're on the verge of ending their life, or perhaps not, as chance allows. They will become lost in a world of their own creation, searching for a lifeline, which they will find in their childhood hero, Flex Mentallo. Flex is on the trail of a missing ally in crime fighting from the past, as well as a whole world of colorful heroes that seems to have disappeared, leaving only Flex behind. A fiction brought to life from the old Charles Atlas ads by the wish of a child and who outlived his creator, Flex is a superhero in the classic mold, and he does what he can to help people out, as superheroes do. The artist will follow Flex's journey as an observer from the real world, which also appears shifting and uncertain, as he unravels the mystery of what happened to the world, while also revisiting the artist's own memories, many of which are to some extent real from Grant's own life. In a larger sense, the comic is also a wry commentary on comics as a medium, a story about the interplay of reality and fiction, and delivers both humor and pathos in equal measure. All of it expertly realized by Frank Quitely's amazing artwork, along with a powerful journey of self-discovery and a final message of hope. Flex Mentallo is a comic you probably heard of, but haven't read, and you can't really appreciate it until you see it for yourself. So, without further ado, let's begin. Now, in order to appreciate the character of Flex and who he is, I think we should start with the ad that inspired him, so I'll quickly perform that for you now, because the comic will assume you're familiar with it. The insult that made a man out of Mac. A boy and his girl sit at the beach under an umbrella when a large man's foot sprays up sand at them.
Hey, quit kicking that sand in our faces! That man is the worst nuisance on the beach.
Listen here, I'd smash your face, only you're so skinny you might dry up and blow away.
The big bully, I'll get even someday. Oh, don't let it bother you, little boy.
Back at home.
Darn it, I'm sick and tired of being a scarecrow. Charles Atlas says he can give me a real body. All right, I'll gamble a stamp and get his free book.
Later, looking in the mirror, the boy has become a muscle man. Boy, it didn't take Atlas long to do this for me. What muscles! That bully won't shove me around again. And at the beach. What? You here again? Here's something I owe you. Max socks the bully.
Oof. Oh, Mac, you are a real man after all.
The words appear above Mac's head. Hero of the beach.
Gosh, what a build!
He's already famous for it. Let me prove I can make you a new man. Now that that's out of the way, on to the story. Flex Mentallo, number 1. You! Buy this comic now or the Earth is doomed! In this issue, after the fact. In the beginning, there was the word bomb, written on a round black cartoon-style explosive. A man in a trench coat and hat throws the bomb. Sss. The bomb explodes into a burst of light in a void of darkness. The light spreads out, then coalesces into stars and galaxies. Flight number 230 will be boarding shortly through the K9 doorway. We travel away from the galaxy, watching as it becomes a speck of whiteness in a blue area. Through the K9 doorway. Pulling further back, we see that the blue is the shadow in the hat of the man in the trench coat. The K9 doorway. We also see that his image has been stamped on the white of an egg shell, still holding his bomb.
This is your brain on drugs.
A fry cook cracks the egg and pours it into a hot skillet.
Did you ever see that commercial? Jesus.
You got that order ready yet, Mario?
Coming right up. 2 eggs in a bun twice. Over easy. No runny whites. Eggs, eggs. Who wants eggs?
Flex Mentallo, the man of muscle mystery, steps up to the counter to get his eggs. Eggs? I guess that'll be me. After the Fact, Part 1. Flowery Atomic Heart.
There you go, honey. Boy, I just adore all-male He-Man. You're a magnificent modern Hercules. That's what you are.
And you're a fine, hard-working woman. How much do I owe you? Boy, I've been waiting for this. Nothing like the protein and goodness in...
Eee!
Huh? Another cartoon-style bomb appears in the crowd, its lit fuse burning away. There he goes!
Bomb! It's a bomb!
It's a bomb! Don't let him get away! The man in the trench coat and hat runs quickly away from his delivery. I like to go down to the airport once a week. I usually take a taxi there and just sit for most of the day, watching the planes landing and taking off, watching the people come and go. Kids lugging bags and toy animals, businessmen checking watches, lovers hugging, parting. I like to watch life going by, a river of faces that never grows dull. You can always count on life. Flex vaults over the restaurant's railing as he rushes to the bomb. Today was different. Stand back, everyone. Let me deal with this.
What a build!
He's famous for it. It looked like I had maybe 4 or 5 seconds before the bomb went off, so I summoned up the power of muscle mystery, activating the secret biocultic tensions of each muscle cord, each tendon. Above my head, my famous hero halo shimmered into view. The words appear above Flex's head, hero of the beach. And I flexed, reaching out to probe the interior of the bomb with my body-mind. But then, before I could do anything at all, the bomb just fizzed and spat and went out. And I realized it wasn't a bomb at all. It was a key. Hand on his chin, Flex ponders this mysterious development. And it was about to open the strangest door of all. In a cluttered modern apartment, an artist searches for a phone.
Jesus! Jesus Christ! Wow! How am I supposed to find anything in this mess? Look at this stuff! It must be here. I know it was here. Shit! I can't believe all this shit! Papers everywhere! Muck! This is my fucking life! Piles of papers, boxes, and... Ah! There it is! I knew the bastard was here somewhere! There it is! Ah! The buzzer!
Back in Flex's world, he combined his wits with a police lieutenant at the station.
You ever heard of Faculty X, Mentallo? These things have been turning up all over the place. First one appeared on the altar of the cathedral, and since then we've been finding them in hospitals, schools, banks, offices, you name it. Cartoon bomb. Jesus, look at this dumb thing. They're not even explosive. They're just hollow black balls left in places where real bombs would damage the foundations of the establishment. It's like they're taunting us, showing us how fragile the whole system is.
So who are they? Terrorists? Pranksters? What does Faculty X mean?
Beats me. They keep sending us all kinds of weird shit. Glowing rings, X-ray goggles, star scepters, yellow boots with ridged fireproof treads. I got a drawer full of this crap. The debris of 1,000 out-of-phase parallel Earths according to the last note of manifesto or whatever it is we got in the mail. They've even got a slogan. Just because you're paranoid, it doesn't mean they aren't paranoid too. Huh. There's a crazy kind of logic to it, don't you think? Kind of a Zen thing. You want my opinion? I think it's some kind of hoax going on, like crop circles or UFOs. Nobody's ever managed to get a picture of one of these Faculty X jokers. All we get are eyewitness accounts of figures in black cloaks running from the crime scene. Millennium fever, you know? The heat's on. Society's coming apart at the seams and everybody's holding their breath for the end of the world. If the bomb doesn't get us, the plague will. Panic's bringing the crazies out of the cracks in the paintwork. Here's something that came in today, for instance. Some kind of clue that's no clue at all. Take a look at this, Mentallo. Tell me what you make of it.
He hands Flex a stained paper card reading, "The fact is." My God, this is a fact card. This is impossible. This is a fact card. Flex remembers his old friend in action.
You boss? You okay? You look kind of pale.
What's up, boss? The waxy villain reads the card in his hand. The fact is, the game's up, wax worker.
The fact? Here? Impossible!
The fact swings in on a line, trenchcoat billowing behind him, and he kicks the villain in the face.
Think again, waxworker. The fact is, nothing is impossible.
In the real world, the artist is reading these events as a comic they drew as a child.
Haven't seen this stuff for ages. These are actually brilliant. Look. When you're a kid, you just do it. You don't even think about it. It's pure. It's totally pure. Shit. I've got to stop looking at all this. Be here all night. It's not what I want. Where's the phone? Where's the fucking buzzer? Where did I put the thing? I had it a minute ago. Out of the way, Tibbet. Come on.
The artist shoos the cat away, who was only trying to help.
Where is it? Where is it? Shit. Oh shit. What a total mess. I can't keep... Ah, there it is. Right here. Thank God.
On another comic page, Flex and the Lieutenant resume their conversation as we return to their world.
You're telling me the fact is a fictional character, right? Jesus. Things fall apart, huh? The whole of goddamn reality's coming unglued, and I'm here on the night shift.
He was one of a bunch of characters from a homemade comic book created by a kid named Wally Sage, Lieutenant. I was another of those characters, but I was brought to life by Wally's psychic powers. He fought me off the page and into the real world so that I could help him. He died in my arms. Maybe the fact got out too somehow. Maybe if I can find him, everything will come together.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe God just decided to ring down the curtain on this whole dumbass drama. Signs and wonders, Mentallo. Wonders and signs. Boing, boing, boing. Goddamn phone, ringing all the time. Goddamn bugs.
He swats at a fly that had been flitting around the panels in both worlds since page 4. The phone continues to ring.
Boing, boing, boing. Nobody's home. Well, that's it then. Nothing left to do.
In the artist's filthy kitchen, the cat angrily paws its empty food dish.
Tink, tink, tink.
More memories wash over Flex Mentallo as he relaxes at home. A paper-thin man folds into the cracks of a wall with a sack of money.
I've stolen your money. I've stolen your memories. I've stolen your hopes for the future. Now I dare you to uncover the shocking secret identity of Origami, the folding man.
Numbered henchmen pelt Flex with numbers from a cannon.
1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. Your number's up, Flex Mentallo. Long live the lucky number gang.
Flex stands before a box covered in question marks, open and blazing with light. What have I done? I've opened the baffling box and let loose the power of beyond on an unsuspecting world. Reality dies at dawn. What happened to the good old days? The heroes and villains, the team-ups and dream-ups. Seems to rain all the time these days. Never seems to get light. Maybe the lieutenant is right. Maybe it is the end of the world, and there's nothing left to do but play with our old toys. Turn on the TV. See what's happening. It's all weird cable stations these days. Hard to tell what's news and what's not. Guess it just doesn't matter anymore. A farmer on TV holds his baby. AIDS, the ozone layer, the bomb, that's only the tip of the iceberg. These are the last days. It's obvious. I've been telling them, but they just won't listen. I knew it was over for mankind when I first heard those weird rumblings in the Earth's core. They're getting louder every day. This world is doomed. I'm a dad, and I'm afraid for my little baby here. Who wouldn't be? He opens his barn to reveal a homemade rocket. That's why I built me this rocket ship. Gotta send my boy into space. Give him a chance on some other planet out there. They call me crazy now, but soon it...
Not of this world. I was sent here a long time ago to teach you, to show you wonders. But now, it's too late.
A bald man sits hunched over, levitating a small block.
It's been so long. I've forgotten all the important things I had to say. It's too late. A snowball stinging my palm red. A certain tree at a certain hour of the day. Human memories have invaded my head. Of my own memories, only fragments remain. Candy-striped skies, can you imagine? And a child, smiling, weightless, each floating strand of hair with a tiny eye at its tip. a swaying mass of blinking lights. Who's going to save the world now?
And give your cat food. Who's going to save the world now? Yes, that's right. Food. Cats love it.
Meow.
Give it to me. That's what cats say. The artist feeds the hungry cat.
I could. Lamb and turkey. Ah, Tibbet. You're getting rather old, but you're a good cat. Bye, son. And I thought that was all real for a minute there. I felt myself stroking my cat's fur and walking out into the rain, but that was an hour ago or something.
Wallace sits in an alleyway, talking on the buzzer phone.
It's just me now telling you this story. I thought it was happening. Time's totally fucked up. I'll never see my lovely cat again. What? My name's, it's Sage. Wallace Sage. You can call me Wallace Sage. Of course, it's not real. It's my secret identity. Does it matter? What? You sound weird. I play in a band. I write songs. Yeah, quite famous. I don't know where I am. Not really sure. Somewhere in the city. It's raining. I don't mind. It's so hot. I'm so hot.
Who's going to save the world? Doesn't anybody care anymore? As Flex walks the streets among the downtrodden of the city, he comes upon an ambulance picking up a badly beaten man. From his gurney, he hands Flex a colorful patch he ripped from one of his assailant's clothing. Following a hunch, he asks the officer on the scene for the first fact that enters his head, and he gives Flex the location of an abandoned school nearby. He sets off to investigate. All this time, and I had the answer to that man's question. It was staring me right in the face. Who's going to save the world? It was so simple. Who always saves the world? The superheroes, that's who. It was like a light going on in my head, dispelling the shadows of the long, dark night we'd found ourselves in. I remembered the way it used to be. Remembered when we turned the world on its axis to save the life of one child. Remembered how we flew to the limits of unknown, titanic galaxies to petition the gods for humanity's survival. Remembered when we rescued kittens from trees and asked for no reward. It all came back to me in that place. That haunted school. While Flex looks into a deserted classroom in the present, Wallace remembers seeing him in the doorway as a child.
Some things you can never explain. I know I saw that guy standing at the door. I was about 8 at the time. I can see him now, like it's still happening. Sorry, just rambling. I just wanted to talk to someone for a little while. No one was home, so I phoned the Samaritans. Somebody gave me this phone. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You should see this thing. It's in the shape of the Stingray from the King Sting series. Remember they had the buzzer phone in that? Maybe it's a bit before your time. You've got a friendly voice. Wish I could sound like that. It's a skill, isn't it? It's funny. All I can think about is being a kid. All those memories. Comics.
Young Wally receives a gift of comic books on New Year's Eve.
Comics everywhere. I can smell them in the room. Did you ever read comics? No, American comics. Thick comics. Mandu the Mysterious. That was my uncle's favorite. Sort of occulty stuff. I remember there was this story called... What was it? A Collapse into the Nucleus. Fuck! Scared the shit out of me.
Wally stays up late reading comics by the light of a man-in-the-moon lamp.
It's funny how that's what's left at the end, isn't it? All the stupid stuff. Not War and Peace, not James Joyce. Just the comics. The superheroes. The Blazer, the Flaming Flag, Lord Limbo, the Golden Agent. Totally amazing names. I mean, when you think about it, they're like archetypical. They come right up from the depths, those things. How can they say that stuff's stupid? Why do people get so ashamed of things? I mean, I really love those comics. I didn't start saving them up till I was about 12 or something, though. I had to go into hospital for an operation, and my aunt brought me some comics to read. It was horrible. What? No, the operation. I'm talking about the operation now. Awful. The doctor had blood and stuff on his rubber boots. They gave me gas, and then I woke up in the middle of the night in total agony, desperate for water.
Wally calls weakly for the nurse, but she just passes by.
Nurse. I couldn't even whisper. Hours inching by like centuries. Yeah, and there was this green light. I just stared at it all night. It was like an alien intelligence watching me, conducting some kind of experiment on me. I was in real pain. I just kept thinking that if I could last the night, I'd have won. Nobody's got any idea what kids go through. I was all on my own with that fucking light. Hours and hours and hours like years. Poor little me on my own.
By a disused light in the school's hallway, Flex is finally greeted by someone.
Can I help you?
An old man with a broom calls to Flex.
You look lost, son. Need any help?
I'm looking for a friend. His name was The Fact. He was a crime fighter.
Don't know the name. I figured you were a parent or guardian. That's what you looked like at first. Thought you might be after news of your young ward. This place been empty for years now. There's nobody here but me, son. You're wasting your time here.
Wait! He races down the hall to him. What is this place?
This used to be the school for sidekicks till they closed us down. Nowhere for the boys to go after that. No supervision. They're out there now. Roaming tribes of boys sidekicks, armed to the teeth and trained to kill. Beast boys and daring young athletes. Super fast mercury boys in chrome-trimmed suits. Archer boys with trick arrows and devil-may-care grins. But no one to look up to anymore, see? No future. No hope.
One of the teen sidekicks bears a patch identical to the one given to Flex by the beaten man.
Can't blame him for running wild.
If they closed the school, why are you still here, old-timer? I hope you don't mind my asking, but who exactly are you, anyway?
Me? I'm the mightiest man in the universe, son. Got a secret origin, too. I saw the old man in the underpass. Thought he was ill. People were just passing by, but I gave him some money. It was all I had. I'd been saving for a Convoy Terror naval battle game.
As a boy, the old man drops change in a bum's hat.
There you go, mister. Hope you get better.
In return for my kindness, he gave me a crossword puzzle to fill in. Said I should speak aloud the last word I wrote down.
The partial word reads S-H-A blank A blank.
He claimed it was the word God said, the word that brought the universe and consciousness into being. So, I tried it. What boy wouldn't?
The boy's body burst with light and power from within.
Didn't ever see the old man again. Sometimes I think he was my own future self.
But why are you here? If you've got all those powers, you can help me save the world.
It's just people who need saving. The world's fine as it is. See, I figured it was better to stay here. Better to live and suffer as a man than to be a god looking down on others living and suffering. I'm like a reformed alcoholic. Just one more day, sweet Jesus. Just one more day without saying that word. Here, you take this. I kept that weird crossword puzzle. It's old now, but I'm betting it'll still work for the right person.
Flex takes the newspaper crossword.
Now I've got work to be getting on with. My advice is you should try the railroad station. Good luck, Flex.
You too. You sure have kept this place clean. The station was busy with people hurrying home to be with their loved ones. Everyone seemed scared and anxious. I could feel it all building up, a big tension and pressure pressing down on all of us. Then, it happened. The man in the trench coat leaves another bomb.
Bomb! Jumping Jesus, it's a bomb!
Time seemed to slow down as he turned and looked at me, and I saw that he was fuzzy and indistinct, like one of those UFO photographs or pictures of the Loch Ness Monster.
Your lips be all smeared.
And suddenly I was moving into action. Flex throws off his coat and dashes after the man.
Gasp! It's Flex Mentallo, man of muscle mystery!
I flexed a bicep.
Vroom.
Concrete exploded by his feet, but he kept his balance and kept on running, flickering as he went, like an old black and white cartoon from the 30s. In the alley, empty bottles of alcohol and pills lie at Wallace's feet.
Sorry, keep drifting off. You still there? It's like hallucinations. I don't mind. It's amazing. It's like real. Like another world happening. What have I taken? What do you mean? Oh, right. Drugs. I've taken a lot of drugs, haven't I? Shit. No wonder I feel so weird. There was a quarter of hash at least. 2 ecstasy tabs. Acid. Must be coming on that fucking acid. Jesus. I wish I hadn't taken that now. Bottle of vodka and... Huh. You should see that cigarette.
The flipped cigarette leaves motion trails in the air.
Oh yeah. And those paracetamols. What? I don't know. A whole bottle, I think. What? Well, of course I'm committing suicide. What did you think? I just wanted someone to talk to, that's all. While I'm waiting. I just wanted to talk about the comics, see? All those shitty, amazing comics.
Rain pours down from overhead. The trenchcoat man runs into a photo booth.
I almost had him. I reached for his cloak and caught hold of a trailing length of crackling material. And then I felt the static charge go dead in my hand. I felt the shape leave the cloth, and the sound of his breathing stopped, and...
The photo light flashes inside the booth. Flex opens the curtain, finding nothing but an empty cloak.
Huh?
A strip of 4 pictures of the fact is dispensed.
The fact? And I read the name of the bar printed in green ink on the back of the photo strip, and all at once that strange door swung open wide. Next, Menace of the Mentalium Man.
Flex Mentallo, Issue 2. All new, no reprint. Wallace hallucinates a silvery liquid from the rain.
Silver. Everything's flowing. It's all flowing. So weird. My hand's dripping. Fuck. It's melting. I shouldn't have taken that acid. Are you still there? I think it's rain. What? Acid, yeah. I told you I'd taken it. Took everything that was in the house. What? It's not the acid that's killing me. It's the painkillers. You can't overdose on LSD.
Wallace fails to get up.
Oof. None too steady on my pins there. Christ, I'm fucked. Really fucked up. It's those houses again. Like enamel or something. Ceramic. I can see them when I close my eyes. I had a little fish when I was a kid. A goldfish. His name was Peter. His bowl had a miniature castle in it. Made out of ceramic stuff. Just one of those cheap little things, you know. Makes me feel creepy just thinking about it. It's got something to do with... Oh, that was a time. I was just a kid. Not even 5. And I was taken into this place. I think it was some sort of wash house or something. And there were all these little boys squatting in a circle. They were shitting on the floor. What? I know, but they wanted me to come and sit with them. Why were they shitting on the floor? What is this place? Who brought me here? Who am I with? What? No, I don't remember it. My cigarettes are wet. No, I don't want to think about that place. I want to talk about the comics. I'm committing suicide. I phoned you people to talk about the comics. I just want to talk about something cheerful before I die.
Flex Mentallo faces a large robotic body with 5 rotating heads made of different minerals. After the Fact, Part 2. My Beautiful Head.
The final battle with the Mentalium Man was one of my greatest exploits. That was the day I faced him down in a devastated section of Technopolis. Part man, part robot, part product of a world that wouldn't care, he was surely one of the most terrifying faces in my rogues gallery. There were 5 different varieties of Mentalium in those days. Shocking Pink, Silver, Ultraviolet, Lamb and Turkey, and the lethal Black M. The sinister radioactive residue left behind after the disappearance of the Golden Age Flex Mentallo.
In the present, Flex studies the photo strip of the Fact.
But that was a long time ago, when the world still had a smile on its face. Now I'm here, with the story so far, Here at the end of the world, still searching for my lost fictional colleague, the crime fighter known as the Fact. Pursuing a member of a shadowy group of subversives known as Faculty X to this photo booth in the railway station, I now have proof positive that the Fact has escaped, like me, into the real world. It seems impossible, seeing him like this. And on the back, the name and address of a bar here in the city. Who's leaving me these weird clues? What is Faculty X? Where are they taking me? And has the Fact somehow joined this eerie group? I don't know where it's going to end. But somewhere, the doomsday clock is ticking down to 0 hour. Behind all the frantic noise we make to drown it out, in spite of the mad hustle and rush, I can still hear it. I can hear it ticking.
Mister, can I have your autograph? Just write to my best buddy, Wally Sage.
Sure thing, little feller. Flex signs an autograph for a youngster who is Wallace's inner child.
There's a whole town made of ceramic stuff. Little enameled gardens. I don't know. There's something perverted about it. Gnomes watching me undress. It's horrible. It's making me feel sick.
Somewhere deeper in this reality, that same young Wally Sage is all alone, dwarfed by the strange town.
Flex Mentallo's in trouble.
Flex returns to the memory of the great battle.
Take your best shot, Mentallium Man! Which head would he rotate into attack mode? Which type of Mentallium would I have to contend with this time? Would it be Black Mentallium, which induced coma? Would it be Shocking Pink Mentallium, under the influence of which I was invariably invited to explore complex issues of gender and sexuality? Silver Mentallium, which robbed me of my sense of humor? Or the uncanny Ultraviolet Mentallium? The strangest of all mystery minerals, UVM had the power to turn me into anyone, complete with a whole life and memories. Affected by its rays, I could become a child in a school in India, a soldier on parade, a woman reporter on a busy metropolitan newspaper, a criminal, or a judge. And while under the influence of UVM, I always forgot that I had ever been a superhero. Was I a divorced woman trying to make ends meet in Idaho? A corrupt businessman in Paris? Must fight. Losing identity. Got to fight it. Who's fighting? Who am I?
Flex loses sight of his identity as he examines the silvery liquid on his hand.
Who am I?
A pop singer dying in an alleyway?
Flex becomes lost in Wallace's identity. Or Wallace ceases imagining to be Flex.
Crushing rain in my fist. Squeezing it into liquid diamonds. What? Why do I have to keep talking? No one's gonna find me. I know you mean well, but I don't want to be found. It doesn't matter if I die here. Well, I'll still be alive somewhere else.
Young Wallace looks into an infinity of reflections between two mirrors.
Endless parallel worlds. Infinite versions of me. Somewhere, I'm not a singer. I'm an office executive, or the father of a little girl, or a comic artist drawing this story. I can see myself in all times and places.
Somewhere, a satellite headquarters is filled with superheroes.
I'm watching it all from my satellite headquarters. I can see the Earth below, and it looks so familiar. Doesn't matter if I die. No, really, I don't want you to find me. I just want you to listen. You're a Samaritan. That's what you volunteered to do. Please, just listen to me. I know it's boring, but it's the last thing I'll ever say. The rain stopped now. I can't feel the rain. Is this a dream?
An older Wallace gives a bum some money in a tunnel and finds a matchbox with two tiny people lying inside it in colorful costumes.
Just a sad, pointless dream I've been having.
Wallace reads the adventures of Nanoman and Minimus in the comics. Stellar Comics, Nanoman.
Nanoman, help me! The molecule men have accelerated my shrinking power. I'm being pulled helplessly into the micro-infinite.
I can't save Minimus. I'm imprisoned in this living cell. M is for Molecule Men Micro Madness.
Wally draws comics at home, listening to the radio.
Alone in my bedroom, teach myself to draw superheroes. Listening to Radio Liechtenstein, changing from a child to a teenager.
Welcome to the Power Hour, featuring your right royal ruler, Ken King. Flex passes a man on the street, ranting and raving.
Up there! Can't you see him? Look! It's a bomber! It's like thunder! If they just stopped the traffic for 5 minutes, you'd hear its engines! It's a monster! They got the cobalt bomb! A big blue egg of a thing! One bomb with the power to destroy the whole world! Look! You can see the lights above the clouds! Listen! They're counting on us not to listen! Stop the traffic! I'm not crazy! Stop the traffic for just 5 minutes! Please! Somebody! Listen!
No one pays him any mind, yet high above the clouds it would appear that he is right. I'm just trying to save the world. Just trying to do my job. Why is that so hard these days? In a bathroom underground, a junkie is preparing to use a powerful new drug said to take one out of reality and into a place of infinite possibilities, all realized.
You see reality for what it is, Tiff. The imaginary story.
His friend tries to tell him the drug kills you and that reality is reality, but he's not listening to her. He's had enough of this reality. His life on the streets has worn him down to nothing, so he feels he has nothing to lose. I sure wish I had my old crime-fighting buddies here to help me. The Atomic Pile, the Zipper, Mr. 45, Romantic Rick. We'd have this one wrapped up in no time, then we'd hang out in our HQ and have a few laughs. Maybe watch my favorite Martian. Too bad my friends are all just characters in a kid's homemade comic book.
Well, hey, Muscles. Looking for some hot action, baby? I start where your wife draws the line.
What? No, I'm sorry, miss. I only ever loved one woman, and she died. Another victim of the war against, well, something.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Listen, mister. My friend's in trouble. He's taking this new drug called Crystal. I think he's gonna kill himself, and you seem like a good guy. He's right down there.
Leave it to me, miss. As for you, I'd take care of there. There are a few rough-looking types around who may not take kindly to your individual style of dress.
I'll be careful. Miss.
In the bathroom, the junkie injects the glowing drug.
I'm not gonna die. Can't kill what's dead already. Shit, I don't want to see this shit. There's nothing. I thought there'd be a rush. I don't feel any.
Suddenly, he becomes a golden-haired, perfect muscle man and feels the chains of his perceptual prison break.
Reality no more.
His eyes begin to glow.
Shit, I just remembered how to turn on my solar vision. Watch out, I'm invulnerable. I'm big as a house.
His friends back away as one is hit with lasers.
Wow, he burned me.
He sees their bones with X-ray vision.
I'm everything, everywhere.
Worlds stretching into infinity.
Just a story. I'm making it up.
An old man on a throne.
It's me. I'm...
And finally, only brilliant light, exploding in and expanding his senses beyond human comprehension until finally he is
cosmically aware.
And the light suffuses his entire being.
Ah! Shit! Solar vision! Shit! He burned me with solar vision!
Flex rushes in to find the young man on the bathroom floor, convulsing in his own fluids. Let me through. It'll be all right. Don't worry. I'll get you to a hospital.
1,000,000 worlds. I saw it. Billion. Me. My own eyes. Looking at me. I saw it.
What? What is it?
I was there. It's amazing. See through things. You can hear ice cracking in Alaska. God, the world's bigger for them. World's so big. There aren't words. We're like ants. Just ants. It's the end of the world. They told me. Look. See? It's the end of the world. And they're coming back to save us.
Where? What is it? Who's coming? As he gestures wildly at what seems to be nothing, tears spill from his eyes and he froths to the mouth.
Can't you see them? There. Can't you see them? Everywhere. Listen. Oh shit. The sky's full of them. I can't look. Oh, Mama. I can't.
From his perspective, the sky has opened up in a beautiful beam of light, and from it fly an army of colorful superheroes, filling the sky and destroying the world in their wake.
They love us. They've always loved us. They've come to save us all. They're gonna take me with them!
Wait, listen, I thought of something. An old man gave me a magic word on a piece of paper. If you say it, maybe it'll save you. It was... He clutches Flex's coat as he searches his pockets. I know I had it here. I don't believe this. I must have lost it.
They're coming! They're...
The young man slumps to the floor and dies in Flex's arms. I must have lost it.
What's going on in my head? All these stories. I can't talk fast enough to tell you all these stories. My skull's exploding. Ugh. Those horrible old political bookshops with pictures of the bomb on the front of the pamphlets. Hiroshima babies. I feel really sick. I think I've been infected by radiation.
Bomb blasts scatter comforting items from Wally's room.
I think I'm some kind of mutant. Why didn't the superheroes save us from the fucking bomb? I feel so sick. Why didn't they stop my mom and dad fighting? Who was in that wash house with me? I feel sick. Was that the pills I took? Am I dying now? Can you hear me? Whose hand am I holding?
This time, in the memory of the wash house, young Wally sees an alien there. Flex shows the pictures of the fact to the barman at the Ocean Bar, but he doesn't remember anything helpful about it. Just then, Killer Kitten enters the bar, stealing Flex's order of milk. She shows him her body, which she's fully tattooed with leopard spots to show her dedication to becoming a super villainess, since she can't make the cut to be a superhero. Flex grabs her arm when she mentions the Legion of Legions. What did you say? The Legion of Legions?
The ultimate super team, honey. Lord Limbo, the gentleman gorilla, Rex Ritz, and Sparkly the glamour boy. The fact.
She laps up his milk with her tongue.
What? I didn't say anything. And milk's for sissies.
They're real, you know.
She leaves as Flex turns to the other bar patron. What?
They're real. The Supermen. I saw them once, in space. I was on one of the last Apollo missions. By the time I went to the moon, nobody gave a damn. But I saw them all right. Some things you never forget.
An astronaut floats outside his space shuttle attached with a line. He gasps in shock as a small group of costumed superheroes approach him, and he sees their gigantic satellite behind them. A man in green with an eye on his hood slowly approaches the astronaut and extends a hand to his visor. He screams in terror.
Ah! I pissed in my suit. That sounds disgusting, I know, but the suits were designed to recycle that shit. I was drinking it an hour later. You don't believe me, do you? Nobody believed me. No wonder I'm a goddamn drunk. Billy Graham would be a goddamn drunk if he knew what I know. They're spying on us from their satellite HQ, see? There's nowhere you can hide.
As he raves, a man in a three-piece suit and glasses rolls up his newspaper, the Daily Something or Other, dons his fedora, and exits.
They could be here right now. All I'm asking is for somebody to believe me, right now. Don't you understand? They walk among us, unseen, in secret identities. They could be watching us right now. The Supermen are here. Why won't anyone believe me?
As he passes Flex, the two men stand exactly as tall as each other.
Oh, shit. Shit. Buy me a drink, big fella?
I was close. I was getting close. I was so close to the fact that I could almost smell him, but I had no idea what my next move would be. Then I realized that what I was smelling was booze. A bum on the sidewalk hails Flex as he leaves.
Psst. Hey, cross my palm with silver. I'll tell you the future.
Sure, that would help me out if you could. He drops some change in the man's hand. Sorry I don't have any more on me. Up close, he can see that the man has only a blank area where his face should be. We can only ask the question, why? What happened to your face?
I sold it for secret knowledge. Men call me the Mystery Pilgrim. Well, they used to anyhow. Now they just call me asshole, if they call me anything at all. Guess I just lost my way in the dark. But you're almost there, Flex. Couple of blocks from here. The fact found it. The way through. It's a teleport tube. Leads to the satellite HQ of Faculty X and the Legion of Legions. But I ought to warn you, Flex. There's nothing but danger and despair and death on that road.
I'm looking for a friend. I'll take the risk. How do I? But he was gone, leaving only a haze of alcohol fumes and an empty bottle. And above the noise of the traffic, the ticking of the doomsday clock was getting louder and louder.
It's the universe. It's moving and I can't describe it. Like a soap bubble collapsing. Are you there? I can see them blurring in the corner of my eye. Multiple universes converging. I wish I hadn't taken that acid. I feel... Look! Oh, fuck! Look!
Wallace sees infinite Earths forming the walls of a tunnel high above the alley.
Oh! Stuff went to stuff. Who's holding my hand? The bomb. Ground zero in my head. Oh, can't hear you. I'm scared. Collapsing into it. I'm really scared. Oh, shit. Who's with me? Not silver. Black. It's black. It's hell. I shouldn't have done it. It's taking me to hell.
Next, Crisis on Earth Omega. Flex Mentallo, number 3. The police lieutenant Flex met with at the station earlier is now back home with his ailing wife.
I don't believe in superheroes. Sure, I've seen the out-of-focus pictures. I've read the eyewitness accounts, the sightings of Cape figures and mystery satellites. But I know there are no superheroes. They abandoned us, left us to die here at the end of the world. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them. So clap your hands together and say after me, there are no such things as superheroes. They all went away.
Lightning crashes and Harry sees a shape in the sky.
Jesus, when did I start talking to myself? Signs and wonders.
Harry, are you okay? Is everything okay? There hasn't been anything on the news, has there?
I'm fine, honey. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about that guy from today, Mentallo. That's all. You go back to sleep, sweetheart.
I remembered my dream. I was standing in a graveyard and the priest was telling me how somebody had buried 2 tiny little people in cigarette packets. That's just crazy, isn't it? You don't think there's really going to be a war, Harry, do you? I can't watch the news anymore. Little children and animals dying. Forests burning.
Hey, they'll find a way out of it. Now do something for me. Get yourself some sleep, and don't drive yourself crazy worrying about that stuff.
I'll try. Harry, did you feed Peter? I think maybe I've been forgetting. I keep forgetting everything. I couldn't stand it if something happened to him because of me. I was scared because he looked a little sick a day or 2 ago, but he seems fine now.
You kidding, baby? That's old Petey you're talking about. That goddamn fish will outlive us all. I don't want there to be a war. I don't want my wife to die.
Rain falls on the monkey house. The inmates are screeching and tearing one another apart. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's listening to the ultrasonic shrieking of our signal belts. I don't believe in superheroes. They abandoned us to our fate. They all went away. All but one. After the Fact, Part 3. Dig the Vacuum. Flex Mentallo faces the night and the mystery alone. As does Wallace Sage in the alleyway, still on the phone.
I'm still alive. I'm scared now. Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. No, I mean, I was talking about I've just fucking taken all those pills and I'm gonna fucking die. And my head's exploding with this stuff. Comics and all these comics and superheroes. And it's just getting horrible now. It just feels sick, like that place with the little boys in the circle, and that hand. Who the fuck's hand is that? And shit, what was I talking about? What's happening to me?
The policeman's wife has died from her illness, and he attends her funeral. Thou knowest, Lord, the secret of our hearts. Shut not thy merciful ears to our prayer, but spare us, Lord most holy. The detective can't even hear him. The priest notices 2 tiny gravestones in the grass. Strange, isn't it? Children, perhaps, burying birds or mice. It's just, see the detail on the little carved stones. Very odd. Back at home, all the lieutenant has left now is the goldfish.
Wasn't I right, Petey? You'll outlive us all, you little bastard.
What are we gonna do now, you and me? What are we gonna do now? Shit. Cancer. Goddamn cancer. The lieutenant consults with the captured villain, the Hoaxer, whom he finds floating in his cell. Hoaxer, visitor for you. The lieutenant here wants a few words. Try not to make him 4-letter ones, asshole. I got a hell of a big stick here.
Hope I'm not interrupting your, what do you call that anyway? Occupational therapy?
I guess I was just trying to hoax my way out of this dump. Implicit in the design of any prison is the means of escape from that prison. That's what I think, Lieutenant.
And you were going to do it with a toothbrush, a shoe polish tin, and a copy of National Geographic?
Sure. All it takes is the right combination of elements. A bit of persuasion, a little misdirection of attention. It's easy. You can make people accept anything as anything else. The policeman suddenly perceives himself to be in a sunny glade by a peaceful river in a lush forest. Smell the flowers, feel the breeze, hear the waterfall, believe it's your life. It's all a hoax, Lieutenant. The sunlight is the glint of a bare bulb on polished tin. The fresh smell of clean water is the residual peppermint paste on the toothbrush. The visuals are courtesy of National Geographic, and your own responses to the cover photograph. It's easy. I heard your wife died. Heard it on the grapevine. Jungle drums.
Brain tumor. Let me ask you something, Hoaxer. What's the biggest hoax you ever pulled off?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? People say to me, fans, they say to me sometimes, where do you get your ideas from? Fuck, this is really kicking in. Yeah, for the songs. Where do I get my ideas for my songs? Yeah. Why does that seem so scary? Where do ideas come from? Why is that so, scary?
Wallace sees a pretty young and scantily clad woman walk down the alley.
That's no real girl, is it? She must be mad. Where did she get her ideas from?
Her dress, or lack thereof, is reminiscent of both Minnie Miss's revealing costume as well as Wallace's girlfriend's style of dress.
You talk about love. You write about love. You sing about love. Anything to avoid actually feeling it. Oh, watch out. My dad shouting at my mom. My girlfriend shouting at me. Same old shit. It never stops.
In the alley, the young woman is attacked by the mutant gang from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, wielding knives.
Kitty, kitty, chicky, licky, slicing nicey. I'll just let her walk out. Maybe I can get a song out of it. No matter how shitty things are, you can always get a song out of it. Hello? You still there? I can't hear. Christ, is that you? Felt like years. I was out there for years. That girl get raped and she turn into the sister of Satan and kill everyone. I wish I'd seen that. Was I telling you about those political bookshops my dad used to take me to? What was I saying? Those terrible ban the bomb zines. When you're a kid, they just look like comics at first, but they're not. It's all screaming Hiroshima faces, burning cities.
Images of death and nuclear devastation stare back at Wallace from these comics racks.
I used to imagine God was a skeleton, and the thunder was the sound of his big black iron train. War, apocalypse. They were like comics from hell. Really fucked me up. What? Something really fucked me up. Imagine the light of missiles in the rain. People sleeping in their beds. Pets whining. Imagine having to think about that shit all the time when you're a little kid.
Bombs are powerful things, but the idea of a bomb? How does one even fight that?
Even Mom and Dad are scared of the bomb. What could you do? Where could you run? First time I read the word oblivion was in a comic story. The Fleshless ones. It was a black and white comic. An adult comic.
Wallace engages with sex in the realm of imagination as well as death.
Constant terror for 2 weeks. Convinced that horrible creatures from the subway were wearing my parents' skins. Nowhere was safe. There was no one you could trust. I knew I shouldn't have read those adult comics.
If the idea of a bomb could be more dangerous than the reality, then what of the idea of a woman?
I used to dream about the end of the world all the time. It peaked when I was a teenager, just like my comic habit.
Wallace envisions a world gone quiet and dead, strewn with debris.
That's what I remember. Hot summer nights, sweltering in my bedroom, reading comics and dreaming and drawing, while life went on outside the window. Imagine a jail cell, yeah? A fallout shelter, where the walls are covered with so many drawings you can't tell it's a prison anymore. It's so bright and colorful. Sexy girls, handsome muscle men, adventure.
The only escape we have from the prison of reality is our imagination. The hard part is simply figuring out where exactly the wall is.
You start to forget it's not real. You don't realize the world's ended for you.
Wallace relates feeling the bomb explode with the rush of sexual explosion.
Hot days and nights in jail, drawing Thunder Girl with her tits hanging out of a top, a supernova masturbating with the light-up end of a solar scepter. Who needs girls when you got comics? I wish I could be sick. I wish I could sick it all out.
The drawing is quickly torn up and thrown away with guilt and shame.
The world did end. Something happened to me. Something worse than the bomb. And it all died. It's just taken me this long to catch up. Alone in the world. Alone in my room.
A tunnel of light appears in the deserted landscape of Wallace's mind.
Now the superheroes are as fucked up as the fucking rejects who write about them and draw them and read about them. All the heroes are in therapy, and there's no one left to care about us. No one at all.
Meanwhile, Flex Mentallo searches the sewers. Saving the world sure does get more complicated all the time. In the old days, I'd have found my missing ally the fact, had a team up against Shockaroo or Dr. Vague, and made it back home in time for a date with my girlfriend Dolores. Now I was knee-deep in a conspiracy to destroy the world. I had to find the teleport tube that would take me to the headquarters of the ultimate super team. And if I couldn't get a distress signal to the Legion of Legions, the Earth would perish. Strange how the sewers seemed so much darker than when I fought Lars Lotus's worm warriors here. Strange how I found myself questioning my own sanity and trying to find rational explanations for past weird adventures. Flex remembers another such fantastical adventure. My powers of muscle mystery are useless in this crazy world where mental gladiators meet in a clash of ideas. If Walter Ego can't defeat the alien tree warrior, Earth will become just one more trinket in their cabinet of tiny worlds.
E=mc² heart. Think as hard as you like, Earthman. You'll never be my intellectual equal. I, the counting tree.
I sure could have used the powers of Walter Ego's X-ray mind down there. He once reasoned that, in complete darkness, people and objects would cast shadows of clear light, and it was this deeply held conviction that allowed him to see in the dark. Fortunately, I'd kept the syringe containing the mystery drug crystal, hoping to have it analyzed in an attempt to prevent the deaths of more youngsters. Flex holds the glowing drug aloft to find his way. You never can tell when something might just turn into a plot device. Members of Faculty X appear on a ledge and throw bombs at Flex. Faculty X!
Puark Aben.
There they were, wavering and uncertain, like figures seen in a dream. Were they a large and well-organized group, or were they only one man pretending to be dozens? They explode, throwing up water and confetti. I should have known they weren't real bombs. The bombs that Faculty X used destroy not objects, but certainties. Two huge, muscular bald women with huge breasts beckon Flex to enter a seedy-looking archway topped with a neon sign reading, Nightclub.
What's your rating, Muscles? This show's for adult superheroes only.
Nevertheless, I knew for sure I had to go inside.
Imagine vampire Amazons in wedlock thongs, a shy secretary stripping down to a black vinyl costume, gunsmoke and spent caps, and Multi-Boy in his new fucking costume. That's what it's all about. That's why I'm here. What? I'm Flex Mentallo. No, he's a superhero. I made him up when I was a kid. No, I just feel sick and, disorganized. I shouldn't be on this world. I've been born on the wrong fucking planet. There's a girl on my hand. I'm sick. It's my girlfriend.
The mini-girlfriend angrily undresses in Wally's hand.
I'm getting so sick of this. Are you going to do the usual and just sit there saying nothing? Why don't you say anything? You never say anything.
She storms out of the apartment.
What do? I must have forgotten my word. Fuck. What's the magic word? That's what I need to know. The word. The word that turns you from a stupid boy to a Superman. Little me in a bird's nest boat, lost on an unknown sea.
Young Wally Sage floats adrift and alone in a heavy storm.
What's worse than the bomb? There are people in this alley watching me. I'm not just hallucinating them. They're always watching me. But now I can see them.
In the alley, Wallace perceives the hoaxer.
What's the word? What's the word? What's the word?
In the lieutenant's apartment, the hoaxer examines his goldfish, its bowl, and the tiny ceramic castle within.
His name's Peter. My wife called him Peter. Him, her, how should I know? He's a goddamn fish. His name's Peter. She loved that fish. I couldn't tell her when he died, so I had to run to the pet store to buy a new one. I lost count after Peter number 5. Fact is, the fish got changed more often than the water. Guess that's my little hoax, huh? You okay there?
I thought I saw something. Nice place you got here, Lieutenant.
Don't fucking patronize me. The place ain't fit for pigs since my wife died. And call me Harry, for Christ's sake. We're partners now, right?
Eye of the beholder, Harry. Maybe I see things you miss. Partners. Why me?
I'm not sure why you. Call it a cop's intuition if you want. Listen to that.
Disaster reports come in over the radio.
Seas boiling. Moon bleeding.
You hear that? There's nowhere to run and hide anymore. We gotta stand up for something.
Harry feeds Peter.
I want you to help me find Flex Mentallo. He can't save the world on his own.
Huh. Don't think I've ever saved the world before. Be nice to try.
The hoaxer examines a light bulb. Inside the nightclub, Flex finds sights almost beyond imagining as he walks into a super-powered orgy.
Check your coat, sir. He-Man. Ooh, I'd like to see him up against Hercules. Hercules and Samson.
Beads of sweat broke out almost immediately. The underground palace was too hot, the air thick with sweet smoke and crackling ozone. Strange thunders from high in the ceiling. Flashes of twinkling light and old film as super-speed beings mated with their own after-images. I was trying hard to breathe. Breathing the narcotic vapors of spectral avengers, inhaling ghost girls, blue clouds of incense, and ectoplasm uncurling into my brain. The room was spinning. I was there with Flex.
I'm there. Things begin to get blurry and strange. There are people everywhere, wearing clothes like the flags of undiscovered countries, sun emblems, clouds, and lightning bolts. Flaming hearts. The white nun in leather, with her cross earrings and exploding thuribles. Grasshopper Girl and Skyline and Vampirex. All trapped here in the between room, superpowered hopefuls, unable to make it past these halls to the secret satellite HQ of the ultimate super team. Of the Legion of Legions itself, there are only whispers, eerie names on the night wind. Lord Limbo, Turbo Trooper, Felix Tang, King of Kung Fu. The Quarry, the human mind. Intelligent alloys flowing and melting across shuddering flesh, forming pleasure armor. Radiator 9. Invisible women with lipstick pouts drift by like butterflies. Outer Boy. Gee whiz.
Flex resists all temptation as he walks through the valley of the shadow of sex, passing by a gigantic woman with colorful partners all over her.
The rubber suits, the slinky girls and hard boys, the crime and punishment. The blue blonde, Eve Stranger. The queer cavalier. It's what keeps me coming back for more. That and not having a girlfriend. Mandu the mysterious, Dad's phantoms, the blazer. There's Microbella stripping on a microscope slide. There's Zoo Man in the panther cage. There's the Blood Group snuff video. Watch Miss B, Miss O, and Reese's take on 2 minor supervillains in a deserted barn. If you ever wondered what a human face would look like after tangling with Reese's corrosive claws, today's your lucky day. The Golden Agent. Afterman.
The participants begin to swarm over Flex as he comes within sight of the teleport tube.
And more. A swarm of bee women operating with one mind. Aimed their guns and strafed my face with aphrodisiac stings.
No! I have to reach the teleport tube! You must let me contact the Legion of Legions, or...
The greatest heroes of countless alternative Earths. The ones who made it past the traps.
Something terrible will happen!
The last, best hope for a doomed world.
Can Flex make it through where all others have failed, or will he be overwhelmed?
Zap! Pow! Look out! Comics aren't just for kids anymore. Fuck it.
Wallace struggles to keep two worlds from colliding, to maintain the fragile wall between reality and fantasy.
Multiple universes converging. Mustn't let them touch. Oh, look! He's seen me! Oh, fuck! I don't want to die yet.
Death looms high above the alley, raining down atomic bombs. Or are they pill bottles?
'Cause, listen, when it all comes down to it, how could you love anybody the way you love Thunder Girl? You try, and it's like heaven.
Wallace finds a memory of love by a fireplace.
But it's only like heaven. It's not heaven, is it?
Wallace and the girl fall into the ceramic city.
What's like heaven? Shit. Oh, shit. They fuck you up, those comics. They really fuck you up. Something.
The worlds move closer together, crushing Wallace between them.
I can't stop it, but I've still got things to explain. I was almost there. Something happened. Worse than the bomb. I'm dying. Worlds colliding and imploding. Whoa! I'm blind. Turning to ash. It's here. Somebody help me. It's too big to...
Wallace vomits as an atomic bomb goes off inside.
I can't look at this. It wasn't a dream. It was real. This was fucking real. I remember it now.
In the memory of the wash house, young Wally now sees an atomic mushroom cloud in miniature in the center of the circle of boys.
The wash house. It wasn't a wash house. Aliens. I was abducted. Maybe it's like I was abused or something. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna turn around and see who's holding my hand. I'm not scared. Even if it's my uncle. A fucking E.T. Turn around. I'm not. scared. Just let me die. I don't wanna know. Who's holding my hand?
Wally looks up. Hello.
No. No. This is fucking impossible. No way. No.
The superhero in green with an eye on his hood stands holding Wally's hand before a tunnel leading to a massive fusion of machinery and flesh, attended to by more superheroes. Welcome to, what shall we call it, where you get your ideas. Remember? Next, Flexus. Flex Mentallo, number 4. Meanwhile, a group of costumed superheroes, the very same ones Wallace grew up reading about, sit around a table in the shape of an eye in a world that is very much real. This is the last desperate meeting of the Legion of Legions in the long-ago world that was. They have met this way many such times to face many such crises before, but they can all feel that this time is different. The polyverse faces complete annihilation, endless parallel realities consumed by a force beyond understanding, the villain known only as the Absolute, the end of all life, everywhere. We don't have much time. Nanoman, Mini-Miss?
Ready? I guess we're ready. Honey? Does it really matter whether we're ready or not? This is the only chance we're going to get.
Mini-Miss is right. My power of third sight gave us some warning that this catastrophe was about to occur, but we still have only one shot. If this plan fails, reality dies at dawn. We can't let it fail. We're the Legion of Legions, and humanity's counting on us to save the world.
So quit yapping, Limbo. I know we've had our differences in the past, Nano Man, but, well, you know what I'm saying, man. Good luck. It's all down to you now.
Bravo, and Godspeed, my teensy-weensy friends.
Okay, let's go.
I love you, baby. I'll always love you. Always. Nanoman and Mini-Miss shrink down until they disappear.
They've gone into the micro-infinite. Now it's up to us.
Lord Limbo, the teleporter! Someone's coming through!
A woman arrives in a purple suit and gold helmet carrying a smoking body.
It's finished! Earth is finished! I watched the moon turn red and crumble in the sky. I saw the seas boiling. Dad's phantoms died a second death. No more sky. Ocean seething. Everyone screaming at once. There's nothing we can do. Lady Limbo and Megalas checking out. Our prayers. Shh! I've just lost reality beta. We're all that's left.
Outside the window of their flying fortress, a massive wall of whiteness is swallowing reality whole.
Look at it. The Absolute. Rising like the dawn. Nothingness eating the universe. Eating everything. It's finally happening, and we can't do anything to stop it. I could run and run at light speed, but there's nowhere left to go.
We can't stop it, Gee Whiz, but we can use it. My counterpart, Mandu the Mysterious of Reality Gamma, managed to tell us that much before his universe was destroyed. We have to open a defect envelope into the Absolute and mail ourselves into a new kind of reality.
Never shrunk so far, never so small. We're entering the quantosphere, the fundamental state of being. I love you. Can't think more. Love. Always.
Love you. Don't forget the word. Oh God. It's love. It's... Nanoman and Mini-Miss shrink down to near the boundary of existence itself, and a void envelops them. A glowing sphere radiates before Mandu.
I've contained a fraction of our enemy in one of my Hubble bubbles. Now it's up to Nanoman and Mini-Miss to seed the Absolute and plant the ultra-hypnotic code word.
This is it. Table retract. Emergency stations. Disintegration code infrared.
The seed is planted. If this works, we'll meet again on the other side. And there's the trigger image. Hold that in your minds. The key is the man in the moon.
He points to a glowing man in the moon lamp, just like Wally's.
Engine failure. We're going down. Strap yourselves in. Brace yourselves. It's not death. It's something new.
Limbo, you ain't making it any easier.
It's not death. Prepare to become fictional.
Lord Limbo and the Legion hold on as their giant plane crashes into a city below, just as the wall of whiteness sweeps across the planet, leaving nothing behind in its wake. Much later, Lieutenant Harry and the hoaxer find the nightclub in shambles. The hall is filled with the bodies of superheroes, all of them unconscious or worse.
Jesus, what a mess. Did Mentallo do this?
Mentallo is a Boy Scout. My guess is Faculty X did it. They want him to go on. They want him to find them. They're controlling everything.
What the hell is that thing, hoaxer?
I think it's a teleporter. Mentallo went on through here. I'm sure of it. This is the way, Lieutenant. This is where we have to go.
Jesus. I don't know if I can handle this. Shit, how am I gonna go in there?
You go in through the door. What's the problem?
It's too big. It's Christ. I don't know. Scares the shit out of me.
It's something new, Harry. You want to help save the world? You have to take the rough with the smooth. Enjoy it while you can, and let's hope Mentallo's out there ahead of us.
Jesus Christ almighty. I'm nuts. I've lost my goddamn mind.
They enter the teleport tube. Flex Mentallo is teleported through a blank white void, and he is broken down and examined as 1,000 snapshots of details, angles, even pencil sketches of his character. After the Fact, Part 4. We Are All UFOs. He comes to rest as his complete self kneeling on a flat white plain.
My search for my old crime-fighting buddy, The Fact, had definitely taken some unexpected turns. One minute I was trapped in a subterranean pleasure palace for adult heroes, and the next, well, even I'm not sure what happened next. I remember struggling towards the teleport tube, that's for sure, and then there were men in hats and coats, Faculty X.
Smoke gently rises from his muscular form as members of Faculty X pull the world into being around him, moving windows and stone pillars as if they were stage dressing on a set.
They cleared away to the transporter, and as the glass door hissed shut, I saw all those weird super people screaming with rage. Then well, I'm ashamed to say, they turned on one another. The silent assassin called Death Trappist pulled out his guns, the Kill Claw clan unsheathed their talons, Sarge Savage snarled and opened his trench coat. And then I was gone.
When Flex looks up, the world is set in place, and Faculty X are gone.
And as ringing silence settled around me, I realized my journey to the other side of beyond was over. I'd made it to the satellite HQ of the Legion of Legions.
Flex. Too bad. Too late.
The end was drawing near.
Wallace picks up the phone as the rain finally stops.
Hello? Hello? Hello, are you there? Are you still there? Something funny's happened. I'm at home. I don't know how I got here. I'm a bit scared, to be honest. I don't understand how come I'm still alive. What? No, I feel a bit weird. I feel a bit... Have I been talking to you the whole time? Yeah. M&M's. M&M's.
Scattered on the kitchen floor are M&M's and a pill bottle.
How the fuck did I get home? I was talking about the superheroes. It wasn't aliens. It wasn't abuse. I was abducted by superheroes. The ones from the comics. The real. They'd come to my house and... Fuck.
Wallace walks from the kitchen out of reality and into the ceramic city.
Oh, fuck.
The earth hangs gigantic in the sky.
This isn't where I live.
Use your binoculars. You'll see it better.
Young Wally Sage hands adult Wallace a pair of binoculars.
I remember this dream. I was just a kid. In the dream I met somebody with stripy trousers, and I gave them my binoculars, and they looked through them and said, "There I am." They talk to you all the time when you're little. They live in, I don't know, it's like a factory where ideas are made.
The memory of the wash house represents the secret power of the imagination of children to penetrate the mystery behind reality, although in an unconscious way.
They escaped from the absolute, but the plan went wrong. Reality was flawed from the beginning. I mean, haven't you ever felt like there's something missing? They want to come back home.
Lord Limbo takes young Wally by the hand to be a reassuring guide to the beyond.
We can save the world if I can just remember my magic word. What? No, the world doesn't have to be the way it is. We can be them. It's their world that's real, not this one. Our entire universe is a bubble inside this being called the Absolute. Yeah. They bypass the death of their reality by becoming fictional in ours.
Lord Limbo flies Wally holding hands high above a suburban neighborhood.
The ultimate pathetic truth and pathetic existence. They told me.
Lord Limbo talks to young Wally sitting in bed by the man in the moon lamp, representing the secret messages of garbled truth, transmitted through the comics Wally would read late at night.
See, we made the comics because we knew. Somehow we knew something was missing. And we tried to fill the gap with stories about gods and superheroes. But they're coming back to save the world. They told me.
Lord Limbo shows Wally the machinery of fantasy supporting the material world, cared for by the superheroes.
They created us, but something went wrong. Nanoman, he said, and Mini-Miss. Like in the comics. The comics are just like crude attempts to remember the truth about reality, and
Flex Mentallo's in trouble.
What? He said Flex Mentallo. That's what I've been talking about. I made him up, but this little kid says he's here. Where? Where's here?
In the ceramic city, young Wally points out to Wallace a lit-up castle high on a hill. I'd made it. It's just that I wasn't quite sure anymore where I'd made it to. Flex Mentallo finally confronts the mastermind behind it all, sitting on a throne in the shadows.
Too late. The Legion of Legions is long gone. I trapped them in the heart of the Dog Star. Bow wow wow. This place is mine now. The creative engines here on the satellite have been mine to control for quite some time. I made you, Flex. I made your whole sad, scabby little world to entertain myself with. And now I'm going to destroy it.
Who are you?
When you're lost in the dark, it's my face you see. I'm the villain. Ooh.
Face rings a bell. Weren't you one of the insecurity guard? Or did you once fight Viet Man?
No one's ever fought me before, Flex. I can't be fought. I can't be reasoned with. Your friend the Fact learned that when he met me. Now he's gone. I spread and twisted him backwards and forwards through time and space. How peculiar he must have seemed in his mad efforts to guide you here. That's right. Faculty X is nothing more than the Fact displaced through time.
Flex picks up a card from the ground.
He left that card. It's what made him think the world was worth saving, I believe. But now he is gone. The Fact isn't, I'm afraid.
The fact card reads, "The fact is, the fish got changed more often than the water."
I have something else to show you. We can call it a symbol of the age, the house that I built.
The man in the moon pulls out a hunk of dark mineral.
Look. Your world isn't real, Flex. It's just a cheap replica, an imaginary story barely fit to amuse children and illiterates. I'm here to bring some realism into your life. This is Black Mentalium. This is the death of Flex Mentallo, and no one cares. And after you, I'll kill the world, rip it up like paper, bomb it back to dead dust. You failed.
Flex shrivels away from it in fear.
Ugh, so weak.
That's enough, asshole.
Lieutenant Harry points a gun at the man in the moon, the hoaxer beside him.
I got 6 chambers of semi-jacketed realism aimed right at your Sea of Tranquility. Drop the rock.
See, on one parallel Earth, my pill bottle had paracetamol in it. On the other, it had M&Ms. All I've got to do is decide which one I'm on. I'm only dying if I took the pills. Listen, I really appreciate you talking to me for so long. No wonder they call you Samaritans. You must just...
The phone begins to buzz.
Zzz. The Legion of Legions is trying to get through. Zzz. Shit! Did you hear that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was it? The Legion of Legions! Oh shit! I went in through the castle in the goldfish bowl. That was it. Right into my head. Into everybody's head. And they told me the secret origin of everything.
Lord Limbo walks young Wally through the flesh and machinery as superheroes attend to both. Since we came to live in the imagination, we've been creating and transmitting certain ideas directly into your reality. How crooked and strange your world seems to us. Something has gone wrong. I'll try to explain.
It was Nanoman and Mini-Miss. They'd shrunk to quark size, crisscrossing and weaving through space-time to build a whole universe from the ground up. They're everywhere and everywhen simultaneously. We're made of them.
When Nanoman and Minimus became so small they existed nowhere, they also then existed everywhere, becoming part of the fundamental fabric at the rock bottom of reality, from which they could then begin to create anew.
But it was too much, he told me. The shock of it. They went into some kind of fucking quantum coma, right? They weren't alive, and they weren't dead, and neither was the universe. The Legion of Legions couldn't come back until we decided one way or the other. They want us to believe the universe into life.
We are waiting in the star Sirius, which is an interior star. We're waiting for you to remember and choose and make us real again. Don't be afraid. Before it was a bomb, the bomb was an idea.
Help us, he said. Help us rebuild in your world the shining towers of Neutropolis, the gloomy canyons of Satellite City, the little orphanage in Farvale, the plazas and monorails of Archway City. No more barriers between the real and the imaginary.
And so the fundamental flaw in this new reality was an impenetrable wall that now existed between ordinary reality and the world of fantastic imagination.
I can't be remembering this. I'm losing my fucking mind. I took pills and all the characters I read about and the ones I made up are dying with me. That's all. I took pills. But it might have been M&M's.
Flex's arms and legs begin to turn to black stone from the Mentalium.
Drop the fucking rock!
Maybe I was wrong about Faculty X being behind it all, Harry. My hoax sense is jangling.
Whose story is this, Harry? This imaginary story. Not yours. Not his.
The hoaxer is suddenly yanked into obscene shapes and pulled inside out before being squashed into a small cube.
The hoaxer. Hoax. Get with the program, Harry. Happy endings are for kids. Son of a bitch!
Collapsed on the floor, Flex's body is nearly completely overtaken by the black mineral.
Let's hear the sentimental fish story again, Harry. The little act of kindness. One more time before I make you grieve so hard there's only one way out for a grizzled old warhorse like you, huh?
Harry struggles with his hand as he turns his gun towards his own head.
Jesus, I love my wife, you fuck. What do you love? God damn. There is no love in this world anymore. Do it, Harry. Do it for all of us.
The gun fires. Or did it? No, it was all an illusion by the hoaxer. He shines a light on the villain and reveals his own truth to him.
That's right. Blam! You've been had, Dad. Seeing's not believing, and no one hoaxes the hoaxer. Least of all, you.
No.
Know what I think? I think you want everyone to be dead. Because looking at life makes you realize what you're missing. Only a bitter little adolescent boy could confuse realism with pessimism. Flex Mentallo.
You bet. Flex, having regained his strength, stands up and proudly activates his hero halo. Hero of the beach. And spills the villain onto the floor with his body mind.
Ah! Got him.
Well, thank fuck for muscle mystery.
It's not over yet, Harry. One more thing I have to do.
The man in the moon removes the moon mask, revealing a teenaged Wally Sage.
There, so now you know my secret identity. So what? It doesn't matter. It's all shit. Pathetic fucking power fantasies for lonely wankers who've had so much sand kicked in their faces they look like the opening credits of Lawrence of Arabia. Look at you, a half-naked muscle man in trunks. What's that supposed to signify? What are you? Do you know what you are?
Sure, I'm a superhero. Being clever's a fine thing, but sometimes a boy just needs to get out of the house and meet some girls. Flex reaches out a hand to the troubled teen. Gamble a stamp. I can show you how to be a real man.
The world's going to end. I made the world to end. I don't want to die.
Teen Wally takes it.
I just want to be the last boy on Earth, on my own, when nobody can see me or hurt me. I've killed the world. What have I done? It's the apocalypse.
No, not if I can help it. He crouches down to comfort the youth as teenage Wally dies.
It was M&M's. Why should I want to commit suicide? I've got a brilliant life. It was him. It was me, age 16. He'd have killed me if it wasn't for Flex. I must have known when I made him up. I must have known when I was little. Flex would never let us down.
Wallace remembers rocking out on stage with the band before a huge crowd.
Fuck. I'm tripping like something's happening. Something really amazing's about to happen.
Nanoman Mini Miss, Nanoman Mini Miss, Nanoman Mini Miss, Nanoman Mini Mystery. Ambient Pulse Cycling Systems Activation. The infinite and infinitesimal copies of Nanoman and Minimus begin to reconnect with each other and recombine in the endless white void beneath observable reality.
Do you believe in superheroes? Imagine it real. Imagine the technology, their culture impacting with ours. Dreamatrons and boom shoes, Paris spacesuits and omniscopes. Imagine the music we could make. Ultrasonics, infrasound. It was just the light I read my comics by. The man in the moon, I mean. The key is the man in the moon. Where are all these mad ideas coming from? Whatever happened to that light?
Wallace now skips through the alley with joy.
Everything's coming alive. Everything's starting to glow. Ha! If you could just feel it. This is what it must be like to be a superhero, you know? Hearing other universes chafing against ours. I have to see my girlfriend. I have to tell her it was all just stupid. I have to tell her.
It would seem that the poets and troubadours were right all along. The force holding the universe together has indeed always been love, after all. For as Nanoman reawakens to life and consciousness with Minimus in his arms, his first words are,
"Love you. Always love you. My God."
Wallace's phone goes silent.
Hello? Was it something I said? Hello? Is anybody? Shit. Oh, shit.
Opening the phone, Wallace realizes.
No batteries. Alive. The universe is dead. The universe is alive. Clap your hands if you believe in superheroes.
The buzzer phone, which I must point out does not need batteries to communicate with one's imagination, lies discarded in the alley.
No fucking batteries.
As on the other end of the line, the fact hangs up the receiver and leaves behind one last bomb. Event sequence activated. Wallace bumps into the fact as they cross paths.
Christ. Sorry, mate.
Welcome. You have been inhabiting the first ultra post-futurist comic. Characters are allowed full synchro interaction with readers at this level. The key is the man in the moon. We are now retrieving the global activating code from your DNA cell structure. S-H-A.
Christ almighty. What a fucking night. Brilliant fucking. Huh.
Wallace finds a newspaper crossword Flex lost earlier in the gutter.
No way.
The Nanoman Minimus Quantum Weave is responding to code activation. Quark turn on. Atoms turn on. Molecules turn on.
I'm still hallucinating. I must be. The word.
Adding the final two letters to the blank spaces completes the word. Shaman. Full systems activation. Wallace Sage speaks it aloud. Cells turn on. Reintegration code ultraviolet. Hypno trigger activation. Prepare for re-entry.
Ha!
A bolt of lightning strikes Wallace, sending flashes of brilliant light everywhere, both inside and out. Brace yourselves for total reality. In their apartment, Wally's girlfriend is awakened by their cat in a beam of light.
Meow. Oh, Tibbert. Where's Wally? What happened last night? Where'd Wally go after I... Oh, shit.
The hoaxer stands in the apartment reflecting the light with his mirror.
Last call for Flight 230. They're coming through. Thank you for your participation. Is somebody there? Shit.
As she rises, though, he is gone.
I love you. Why is it so bright? Is that the dawn?
She walks to the window.
Look.
And throws the curtains wide.
Look up.
She looks up into the sky in shock and wonder. The sky is filled with colorful superheroes flying around the earth to meet the dawn of a new age. And leading the pack, we just might recognize the man in the blue suit and red cape. Reality and imagination are one again, and the world is back the way it should be. Wallace is somewhere among them, everyone's secret superhero selves revealed and reclaimed at last. The same ones hiding inside every one of us, if we just allow ourselves to believe that they exist. The end. So, just to recap what actually happened in this world we've just seen. Originally, it was a fully functional comic book world filled with superheroes like many others we know of, where reality was completely infused with imagination and things were normal for a place like that. But, to avoid a complete collapse of that reality when it disappeared into the overvoid, which is Grant's conception of the blank white page that lies beneath all comic books, Lord Limbo and the Legion made themselves and all the imagination-based concepts fictional so that the rest of reality could survive. Then Wallace Sage was born and lived and read the comic books that the old world had been reduced to, and wrote and drew their own comics to go along with them. This, along with the man in the moon lamp that Lord Limbo had planted as a hypnotic trigger image to bring back the secret knowledge of the reality that had come before, allowed Wallace Sage to rebirth the imaginary world in their own fantasy and grow up in both. Lord Limbo explained all this to Wally as a child, but as we grow up, we put away childish things, and Wally must have mistakenly believed that was all just a child's fantasy as well, not the secret of reality and why it is broken. Life in the boring real world wore Wallace down to the point of wanting to end it all, resulting in the colorful imaginary world dying away inside them. Finally, the last hero that survived, the one Wallace created themself out of an old Charles Atlas comic ad, saved the day by penetrating the mystery of what happened to the fact and all the other heroes. Along for the ride, Wallace remembered everything after the villain, their teenage self-destructive self, was also revealed. And just because even heroes need help sometimes, Detective Harry, who held on to his basic belief in the goodness of humanity and the world, freed Flex from the villain's grasp, with help from a former villain, the Hoaxer, who just couldn't resist playing with reality and fantasy because that's his entire gimmick. Wallace awoke in the real world and found or manifested the newspaper crossword from the old man at the school's story, which was also a memory that happened to Wallace in some form, and filled in their magic word, shaman. Grant has called himself a shaman before, as one who lives outside the tribe in order to better help and understand it. And this is representing Grant coming into their own as a creator of fiction that affects reality. Wallace, however, unlocked their full superpowers along with everyone else destined to have them, and the superheroes returned, as the fantastical imagination is healed back into reality, putting the world back how it should be, and it will go back to being a colorful comic book world filled with superheroes again. Now, while it's true Flex did appear first in Morrison's Doom Patrol, and technically this was a spin-off book, that version and this one are set in completely separate continuities, so I just left out all the Doom Patrol stuff. Obviously, this universe couldn't be a part of the actual DC universe, given the ending. And honestly, this is complicated enough on its own, and there's mass precedent for multiple versions of superheroes coexisting in separate universes after all. Well, I certainly hope you've enjoyed this weird little book, and I think the messages are all pretty clear. Believe in yourself, even when things seem the darkest, and although we are very often our own worst enemies, we can also be our own superheroes as well. And if our own world used to have a component that has now become fictional so mundane reality could hold sway, how would we ever know it? It's a theory I've seen applied to things like magic, elves, and dragons in the past, and it worked very well in this context, I think. So it's fun to think about, and I've seen it in other comics since then too. Queen of Fables over in Mark Waid's JLA, for example, features a fairy tale queen doing much the same thing and becoming trapped in a storybook world and separated from reality. Well, that'll do it for this episode, and I hope you all have fun out there, and take care of yourselves. If you are considering self-harm, please find someone to talk to as Wallace did, even if it's only someone inside your own head. And as always, thanks for watching.